Happy Monday. It's Cluster Fun. Danny Cunningham, Manny Hill, Seth Auger behind the camera, who's a fake Wolves fan wearing a Warriors shirt today after D'Angelo Russell spurned the Minnesota Timberwolves for the Golden State Warriors yesterday. Manny, yesterday could have gone better.
You know, I had such a great day yesterday doing the 2.5 hour free agency show with you. Afterwards, after we went off the air, I raced out to Mystic Lake Casino and I got the chance to watch the Roots live in person for the first time in my life. It was a great night. And I'm checking my phone as I'm watching the Roots perform. I'm checking my phone, seeing all the free agency signings. Al Horford going to Philadelphia. The Jimmy Butler trade that may have fallen through, but we'll see how that finishes
Yeah, that's
out.
fascinating too.
And then the end of the night, I see D'Angelo Russell spurning the Wolves to go, of all places, the Golden State Warriors. It is unbelievable.
I don't necessarily even think that's a really good basketball fit for him, and I'm not sure that's going to be his long-term future because it just doesn't necessarily make sense on paper. Now, that may upset some Warriors fans like Seth there, but it's an interesting fit because he's going to have to be moved off ball now with Steph Curry still running the show.
Yeah.
When Klay Thompson comes back, you're wondering, is he even a starter?
It kind of, the setup, especially with Klay being out, you know, at least for most of the season, it kind of reminds me of like early Warriors with Steph and Monte Ellis.
Sure.
You know, and that was sort of a conflict. I mean, they were an okay team at that time, but that was sort of a conflict in fit. And eventually the Warriors back then had to make the choice of trading Monte Ellis for Andrew Bogut, and that was met with a lot of criticism at that time. A lot of people were mad at Joe Lacob for signing off on that deal. This feels like the same sort of situation. Now, I think D'Angelo Russell is better as a better overall player than Monte Ellis was at that time, but it's still sort of that same sort of setup. It's a really, really, really weird fit.
Yeah, absolutely it is. And the Warriors also did lose that Kevin Durant guy. He's going to Brooklyn to join forces with Kyrie Irving. I'm sure that upsets Seth. But it's a
You're going to troll Seth all day with that, aren't you?
The guy,
although Seth, to be fair, Seth is totally trolling everybody else.
The guy claims to be a Wolves fan, which fine, be a Wolves fan all you want. But when the Wolves miss out on a free agent to the Warriors, you probably shouldn't wear a Warriors jersey the next day because that's what Seth's wearing right now.
Yeah.
Anyways, they lost Kevin Durant to the Brooklyn Nets. He's going to join forces with Kyrie Irving. Obviously, Brooklyn was the biggest winner yesterday.
Oh, they came out fantastic, and we talked last night about the irony in all of this is you look back at that lopsided trade that they made with the Boston Celtics 6 years ago, and the Celtics, in terms of acquiring assets and winning that trade, made out like bandits. You know, they traded away 3 aging players for a bunch of pieces to use down the line. And then you just saw Danny Ainge over the last 6 years just sort of be an asset hoarder, so to speak, and not really look to cash in on a star player to fit with the rest of his team using those assets. And now you look at the Brooklyn Nets and where they're at, fast forward 6 years later, they now have a guy that had been with the Boston Celtics the last couple of years, ironically, and they have, you know, one of the best players on the planet when he's healthy, and I tend to think Kevin Durant is going to sit out this year. Obviously, we know that, but I tend to think that he's going to come back and probably not be the exact same Kevin Durant pre-injury, but I still think he's going to be one of the best players in the NBA. And the Nets, when you look at Kyrie, KD, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, they got DeAndre Jordan now. That team is going to be next season, not this coming season, is going to be a serious championship contender, I think.
Yes, they will. And another team whose moves I really liked were the Utah Jazz. I think that they made themselves a serious title contender yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you get Bojan Bogdanovic. He's just going to add another element, another shooter for this team. Obviously, we know about the Mike Conley acquisition. They're going to be really good defensively. They're probably not going to play very fast, but I think that they're going to be very efficient offensively.
They're going to shoot the ball really well.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of very good shooters on that team.
Yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. The Western Conference is going to be so much fun. The East is going to be so much fun. We'll see how this Jimmy Butler stuff shapes out as we go through the course of the day. Maybe they get that finalized today, but free agency has gotten off to a great start last night.
It was the fastest free agency period that I remember.
But I think we're going to see even more things happen over the next couple of days. We still have to wait and find out what Kawhi Leonard is going to do.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a very interesting decision as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the biggest prize still on the market, and it's going to be a very interesting free agency period. It's moved really quick, and I definitely like that, how fast everything went yesterday.
When we went on the air at 4:30, we already had a bunch of deals that were already kind of in place.
Yes.
And then when 5:01 hit, you and I both, we had our tweet decks and our timelines open and everything, and the floodgates just opened with everything becoming basically official right at 5:01 yesterday. So it was great. There's going to be so much more to come. I think we're going to see another really surprising type of move. Maybe that surprising move ends up being what Kawhi Leonard decides to do.
Sure, could be.
Let's be honest. Nobody saw D'Angelo Russell to the Warriors last night coming.
Correct.
Nobody saw that coming.
I'm not sure anyone saw Al Horford to the 76ers either, and that's a move that I really like. I think the Sixers, depending on what Kawhi Leonard does, the Sixers might be the favorites to get out of the East.
Yeah, certainly if Kawhi Leonard leaves Toronto, that takes Toronto out of the picture. Milwaukee has re-upped on a lot of guys, sans Malcolm Brogdon. They're going to be really expensive, but how much are they going to be able to replicate, especially after losing Brogdon now? Are they going to be able to replicate 60 wins and Eastern Conference Finals appearance? I have my doubts about that.
And I think that Philadelphia probably has two of the best guys in terms of being able to slow down Giannis Antetokounmpo in both Joel Embiid and Al Horford. I think that that's a big deal for them.
Yeah, Al Horford is... People should not underestimate how big a loss Al Horford is for the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
He's a really good player. He's an all-star. He held a lot of things together for that team on both ends of the floor. And it's a big loss for the Celtics. It's a huge one, and I think it's one that Danny Ainge is probably going to kick himself for. And, we saw it. We saw reports that they were
himself for a lot of things.
He should be, yes, I agree. But I think he realizes that because, at least in the case of Horford, because we saw last night, there were reports that after bringing in Kemba Walker, the Celtics were trying to make other moves to free up the cap space to try and bring Al Horford back. I tend to believe that was probably going to be to no avail anyway if they were able to pull that off, because I just think Al Horford was just ready to go and move on to another team.
Yeah, that's certainly how it seems. Anything else that we haven't touched on that you loved from yesterday?
I loved all of the bad moves that were made, at least the ones that look bad on paper. Terry Rozier,
awful.
My God, and even in the case of Ricky Rubio getting 3 years and $51 million from the Phoenix Suns. I thought Ricky would get like 2 and 22 or something like that from somebody.
I can't believe Terry Rozier got $58 million for 3 years from the Charlotte Hornets. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and I think there's more bad moves to come. I think the New York Knicks still.
Shout out to the Knicks for not offering Kevin Durant the max.
Yeah, nice job, James Dolan. You're one of.
One of a kind.
One of a kind. Yeah, you're one of one person on the planet that would not have given Kevin Durant the max. Congratulations.
Cluster Fun should be back tomorrow. I won't be here, but someone probably will. So stay tuned for that. But thanks for watching. Seth's a fake Wolves fan. He's wearing a Warriors jersey. Just wanted to get that in there one more time. Have a great day.